Hello and welcome to my channel, Hopewell Stories. Today's video is how she found love letters in her attic and they led to her real dad. But before we dive into the full story, let me know where you're watching from and what time it is now, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It all started on a rainy Saturday afternoon in May. 16-year-old Mia Parker was bored. Her mom was at work, her older brother was out with friends, and the TV had nothing good on. So she decided to explore the attic of their old house. It wasn't something she'd done much before. The attic was dusty, dark, and full of boxes with labels like Christmas decorations, 2005 and baby clothes, Ben. Mia climbed the wooden stairs slowly, pushing open the creaky door. Dust floated in the air like tiny snowflakes. She turned on the single hanging bulb and looked around. There were old lamps, a broken bicycle, stacks of yellowed newspapers, and more boxes than she could count. She wasn't sure what she was looking for, maybe something cool from her childhood, or an old photo album. As she dug through a box labeled Mia, baby to 5 years, she found baby shoes, a rattle, and a few photos of her as a tiny baby with big eyes and a toothless smile. Then, under a pile of old sweaters, she saw a small wooden box. It was plain, with no fancy carvings, but it looked important. The lid was slightly open. Mia picked it up and blew dust off the top. She opened it carefully. Inside were letters, not just any letters. Love letters. They were tied together with a faded pink ribbon. The handwriting on the outside said, "To Sarah, with all my heart, David." Sarah. That was her mom's name. Mia's heart beat faster. Who was David? She'd never heard her mom talk about a David. Her dad's name was Mark. He'd been with her mom since before Mia was born. At least, that's what she thought. She sat down on an old trunk and untied the ribbon. The first letter was dated June 12, 1999. Dear Sarah, today when you smiled at me across the coffee shop, I forgot how to breathe. I've never felt this way before. You're smart, kind, and so beautiful it hurts. I know we've only known each other a few weeks, but I think I'm falling in love with you, and I hope you feel the same. Yours always, David. Mia's mouth dropped open. Her mom had a secret love. Before Dad, she read more letters, dozens of them. Some were short, just a few lines. Others were long, full of dreams and plans. David wrote about wanting to travel the world with Sarah. He wrote about how he wanted to have a family one day. He called her my sunshine and the love of my life. One letter stood out. It was written in shaky handwriting, like the person was upset. Sarah, I heard you're engaged to Mark. I don't know what to say. I thought we had something real. I thought we were going to be together. You told me you loved me. Was that a lie? I can't stop thinking about you. If you're happy, I'll try to be happy for you. But my heart is broken. I'll always love you, David. Mia's hands trembled. Her mom had been in love with someone else, and she'd chosen Mark instead. But why? What happened? And then, a thought hit her like a thunderclap. What if David was her real dad? She gasped. It sounded crazy, but what if her mom had gotten pregnant before marrying Mark? Maybe David was the father. Maybe Mark had stepped in and raised her as his own. Mia's head spun. She didn't look much like Mark. She had curly brown hair and green eyes. Mark was tall and bald, with blue eyes and straight black hair. Her brother Ben looked just like Mark. But Mia, she'd always been told she looked like her mom's side of the family. Still, could it be true? She tied the letters back up and carried the box downstairs. She hid it under her bed. She didn't want to confront her mom yet, not without more proof. Over the next few days, Mia became obsessed. She searched the house for clues. She looked through old photo albums. She found one from 1999. There was a picture of her mom at a beach, laughing. She was with a guy. He had messy brown hair, glasses, and a kind smile. On the back it said Sarah and David, Cape Cod, July 1999. Mia stared at the photo. Yeah. This was David. He looked nice, gentle. Dental. Nothing like Mark, who was loud and always busy with work. She showed the photo to her best friend Lila. At school the next day.
Who's that?
Lila asked, squinting at the picture. My mom's old boyfriend, Mia said. Before my dad. Lila's eyes widened. Wait, you think he might be your real dad? Mia nodded. I found love letters from him.
He sounds like he really loved her.
And then she married Mark. But what if I'm his daughter?
Whoa.
Lila said. That's like a movie. I need to find him, Mia said. But I don't know where he is. The letters don't say much about him. Just that he worked at a bookstore and loved jazz music. Lila snapped her fingers. Wait, what if you search online? Try David and your mom's last name before marriage. And bookstore and maybe the town. Mia hadn't thought of that. That night after dinner she went online. She typed in David Miller Bookstore, Willow Creek. Miller was her mom's maiden name. One result popped up, David Miller. Owner, The Book Nook, Main Street, Willow Creek. Her heart jumped. Willow Creek was only an hour away. And he still ran a bookstore. She printed the address and slipped the paper into her backpack. The next Saturday, Mia told her mom she was going to Lila's house. Instead, she took the bus to Willow Creek. The town was small and charming, with flower pots on every streetlight and a quiet library on the corner. Mia followed the map on her phone until she saw it. The Book Nook. It was a cozy little shop with a red door and a sign that had a drawing of an open book. A bell jingled as she walked in. The smell of old paper and coffee filled the air. Shelves lined the walls packed with books. A man stood behind the counter reading a novel. He looked older now, with gray in his hair and lines around his eyes. But Mia recognized him. It was David. Her hands were sweaty. Her mouth was dry. She didn't know what to say. Can I help you? He asked, looking up. Mia swallowed. I'm looking for a book about family secrets. David smiled gently. We have a whole section on that. Right this way. As he walked, Mia studied him. He moved like her. She had the same way of tilting her head when she listened. The same small smile. They reached the back of the store. So, David said. What kind of family secret? Mia took a deep breath. What if someone found out their dad might not be their real dad? David paused. His face changed. Sadness. Surprise. That's a tough one. Did you ever have a child? Mia asked, her voice barely above a whisper. David froze. He looked at her closely. Really looked. Why do you ask? Mia pulled the photo from her backpack. This is my mom, Sarah Miller. David's breath caught. Sarah, she was with you in 1999, Mia said. And then she married Mark Parker. But, I think you might be my father. David sat down on a wooden bench. He put a hand to his forehead. Oh my God. He looked at Mia again, really studying her face. You have her eyes. But, the shape of your nose, that's mine. Tears filled his eyes. I always wondered. I tried to find her after she stopped writing, but she'd moved, changed her number. I thought she didn't want me anymore. Mia sat beside him. What happened? David took a shaky breath. We were in love. We talked about getting married, having kids. Then one day, she called and said she was pregnant. But she said she was going to marry Mark because he could give her stability, a house, a future. She said Mark loved her and wanted to raise the baby as his own. She didn't tell you she was pregnant with your child? Mia asked, shocked. David nodded. No, she said the baby was Mark's. I believed her. I was heartbroken. I moved here, opened this store. I never married, never had kids. I always wondered if I had a daughter somewhere. Mia's eyes filled with tears. I'm her. David reached out and touched her hand. You're my daughter. Mia nodded. I think so. They sat in silence for a long time. Then David pulled her into a hug. It was awkward at first, but then it felt right, like coming home. Over the next few weeks, Mia visited David often. They talked. They read books together. He told her stories about her mom when they were young. He showed her old poems he'd written for Sarah. Mia didn't know what to do about Mark. He'd been her dad her whole life. He'd taught her to ride a bike, helped with homework, hugged her when she cried. Could she just replace him? She didn't want to, but she also couldn't ignore David. One night she told her mom the truth. They were in the kitchen. Mia placed the wooden box on the table. "I found these," she said quietly. Her mom went pale. "Oh, Mia, is David my real dad?" Mia asked. Her mom sat down. Tears rolled down her cheeks. "Yes," she whispered. "He is." Mia's heart pounded. "Why didn't you tell me?" "I was scared," her mom said. "Mark wanted to be your father. He loved you from the moment he met you. He didn't care whose blood you had. He said you were his daughter no matter what." "But David," Mia said. "I loved him," her mom said. "But I was young. I was afraid. Mark had a good job. A house. He promised to take care of us. David was a dreamer. He wanted to travel, write books, live simply. I thought Mark was the safer choice. And you never told David the truth." Her mom shook her head. "I wanted to, many times. But years passed. It got harder, and then, I thought it was better left alone. I didn't want to hurt anyone." Mia looked at her. "But you hurt me. I deserve to know who I am." Her mom cried harder. "I'm so sorry, Mia. I was wrong. I should have told you." Mia didn't know what to feel. Angry? Sad? Relieved? She walked out and went to David's bookstore. He was closing up. When he saw her, he smiled. "Hey, kiddo." Mia hugged him. "I told her." David hugged her back. How did she take it? "She cried. She said she's sorry." David nodded. "I forgive her. I always did. I just wish I'd known you sooner." Mia looked up at him. "Can we start over? Can I call you Dad?" David's eyes filled with tears. More than anything, they didn't tell Mark right away. Mia wanted to protect him, but after a month she knew she had to. She invited Mark to meet David. They met at a quiet park. Mia sat between them. "Mark," she said, "this is David. He's my biological father." Mark's face turned red. He looked hurt. "Angry? You knew?" David asked. Mark nodded slowly. "Sarah told me, years ago, after Mia was born. She said she didn't want to ruin our marriage. So I agreed to keep quiet. I raised Mia as my own. I am her father." Mia reached for Mark's hand. "You are Dad. You always will be. But David, he's part of me too. I need both of you." Mark looked at David. "You love her?" David nodded. "With all my heart." Mark sighed. Then, "I guess I can't stand in the way of that. But I'm still her dad." "Yes," David said. "She has two dads. Lucky girl." Mark gave a small smile. "Yeah, lucky." From that day on, things changed. Mia had two dads. Mark still lived with her mom. David didn't move in, but he came over for dinner every Sunday. He took Mia to book fairs, concerts, and long walks in the woods. She learned more about herself. She got her love of reading from David, her sense of humor from her mom, her kindness from both. One night she sat in the attic again. She opened the wooden box and read the old love letters. She smiled. Love had made a mess of things, but it had also led her to the truth. And the truth, she realized, wasn't just about who your parents were. It was about who loved you. And Mia, she was loved by two dads, one mom, and a heart full of stories just beginning. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next video. Bye.